What's good? What's good, chat? So, brother, I swear Saturday was an anomaly. Yeah, I mean, we didn't play well. Um, we knew that, but that was a good wake up call match. I know Dame. I think Dame was talking about it on stream at one point, but it was more so like I don't know. We were doing well in the scrims. I think I hate to use the excuse, but I also think we got meta fucked with the whole NPC thing because we were practicing it with it all week. And people are gonna be like, "Oh, why was Ant running it on Scar?" Um, Everyone was running it on Scar, even in the scrims. Sometimes we had two people running it on Scar, but them using so many ARs actually made it a lot harder. Which is why I never really understood the GA to begin with, because it's like if you can counter it this way, especially on like this type of map, then what's the point of GAing it? But the fact that like I personally think it was a meta fuck because I feel like if it didn't get GA'd, both teams would be using it and it would have worked out differently. But I mean, they played it well with the AR. Like, dude, they had 3 ARs perma and 4 ARs in some hills too. And that's how we used to play it until the whole NPC thing happened. And I guess it just was a wrong like meta read. It was weird though because of how it got GA'd the day before we played. But we were practicing all week with it, and we were planning to play with it because we were like, I mean, Ant hadn't touched the Dravik for like 3 or 4 days because we were using it. The whole story was we first originally, once we got back, I don't think it was like too much NPC, but we got the first tech from, I think it was Cloud9 who we played, and Cloud9 really showed us the potential of it. And then we started using it and we were like, oh shit, this can actually be like meta. And from that Cloud9 scrim on, Ant was basically only using it. Kyler was Dravik and then switched over the last 2 days of scrims. So yeah, I hate to say that we got meta fucked, but we kind of did. And then they played it well by just using ARs on the map when we were stuck using the NPC. Like, obviously, Ant can buy one here, but there was some stuff we did that I didn't really particularly like. Are you done streaming scrims of the year? I'm not sure. I gotta see. I mean, I don't know what the whole thought process is on it. I know just Ant hasn't been streaming it, so like I haven't because it was mainly just me and him. Sometimes Kyler was streaming, I think, and sometimes Mace was streaming. But I'm not gonna be the only one that streams if we're doing the streaming scrims thing. I'll stream if somebody else is streaming, but we're getting really hot on these P2s. These P2s are just so hard to break, especially from this green side, that we just have to be better with the road to it. On this one, and dude, even the second one's worse. Kyler kind of scammed with what he did on the second one, and he kind of knew like right away. But we just have to prioritize the row here like much better. I think the comms and lack of energy was the surprising thing. I don't. I mean, when you're getting shit on, it's harder to keep that up. But I don't think anything was that bad with the comms and energy. It always looks worse when you're losing, because you're just not in better scenarios. Obviously, when you're like doing well, the comms sound better. But if you're just like in a break scenario or something, and you're just getting railed, like it's hard to tell someone that they have good comm. Like, what else do you want them to comm? Like they just died. You know what I mean? We're losing a lot of these plane gunfights though on the plane heady. That like super fucked us too. Let's get Hugo's way. Appreciate the sub. Thank you, man. Shout out Hugo. I think it definitely motivated us. Velocity. I think that was like a wake up call of like, okay, we're good, but we can't just coast being good. Like teams are catching up and we have to progress further, if that makes sense. Like we were really good at the start, don't get me wrong, but just being good at the start isn't good enough. And like we were progressing somewhat, but it's time to like fucking realize the situation that this is a hard league to just stomp everything, you know? And they were just holding everything. I don't think we broke one hill this entire map. And we're usually a really good breaking team, but again, I mean, they were just having us with the 4 ARs. See, bro, this gunfight, if the NPC was so good, I swear Ant should not lose this. Like, what? This is an NPC versus an AR up close. You see the dashy clip of Merc saying unacceptable after Surge Overload? I think we were all basically like that. Like, we played that Surge Overload was so bad. I mean, I don't even think we played the Overload versus FaZe correctly. There's a lot of stuff that, I don't know, it felt like we weren't doing before the break. Or maybe, okay, the best way to explain it was that we were putting other teams in situations that we were getting into, and we were like not getting the bad end of it until like this weekend in those scenarios. And now we realize like, oh shit, this is what we would do, and we have to figure out what the fuck we want to do in case we're in that scenario. First map, Jitters back. I'm not gonna lie, chat. The first match, I don't think we played it well at all anyways, but especially like this first map, I think we just got meta fucked. Like, we were so used to using the NPC on this, and we were never, like, we had not gone against 3 or 4 ARs on this map the whole week because of the NPC shit. And we just got, I mean, we just got meta fucked. Like, I wonder if FaZe, if the NPC didn't get G8 or whatever, if they would have still played it like this. If they were scrimming with the NPC, or if they played it like this. Because we were going up and using the NPC and not going against 3 or 4 ARs. And I really think, or that's how we think, we just completely got fucked by it. That's why I don't think the NPC should get G8, because if it could get super countered like this on like probably this and exposure, I would assume, then like what's the point? Like, what, you can only use it on Blackheart and Colossus, and so it's just getting G8. Like, I don't know. I think it was more so, it was weird that teams were voting to GA it and they weren't even using it in the match. So it was like, to me, it was like, okay, well, if it was so OP, then GA that shit, you know? We'll only ever see it on Blackheart Colossus and certain hills on Den Expo. Yeah, that's what we originally saw, and then we saw C9 using it a bunch on this map, and so Ant started testing it on this map as well. And Ant at a certain point was literally running it the entire time on this map, and even on one time on exposure, and we were doing well with it. So that's kind of how we got meta fucked, because we were like, oh, he's doing well with it, but maybe it was just we were playing well and not necessarily like that it was just good in general. So it's weird to see Ant having these off series, because obviously, you know, hardpoint KD wise or whatever, he hasn't been really performing in matches, but dude, in our scrims it's been fine. So that's why it was off for us, because again, we weren't experiencing 3 to 4 ARs in this last week of scrims when every team was using the NPC, at least for us. Yeah, that's where we originally got the tech from, Brian. Like, we didn't see this shit being used a lot until we played C9, and they abused the fuck out of it, and we were like, whoa, is this like some new shit, like over the break? And they I don't know, they taught us the original NPC tech. We've been using it for 3 weeks at this point. Wow, that's crazy. I know we were using it on like Blackheart and some parts of Colossus, like everything but P3, but we had never seen it on like these maps going into before this weekend. Is the game faster in scrims or matches? Scrims. The game slows down a little bit in matches just because people don't take as many engagements. I think we played the P5s well. I didn't really go over it, but we played the P5s well. They were like the only hills that we actually like scored points on, I feel. Three dead. Last guy shop. This is where I think we kind of fucked up. And once I brought up to Kyler, he was like, oh yeah, this is really bad. If he just goes new here, this is so much better. The problem here is we caused this split spawn with number 8. And this is happening like a lot in a lot of P1s. And you see that from other teams too, but you don't want to split anything in general, and splitting going into the rotation, especially to a P2 where it's like pretty hard to break, actually really hard to break if you don't have initial control of it, can really fuck you over. So like we go into a controlled scenario, 3 down, last guy shop. I think if Kyler just goes to the left here, we play towards new, this is a completely different game. But now we split, we don't know where they're spawning. One guy spawned out here. They get over towards new for free. And it's just much harder. That, and again, like later on we just still can't buy a kill with NPC when Ant's using it. But I don't even blame him, because I'm telling you, chat, we were scrimming with it. He was scrimming with it on this map, the entire maps, and we were doing completely fine. Again, but we never really went up against 3-4 ARs while it was in meta. So that was like kind of an issue. Because it wasn't necessarily like, oh, we were doing well because of the NPC. It was like other teams were using the NPC, so it was fine, but they weren't pulling out as many ARs like this. And the problem is the 3-4 ARs thing is not even a new thing. We got that tech from, I think it was Toronto, like the second week of the game. We were like, what the fuck? They're running 4 ARs the entire time. So it is a tech. The problem is with the whole NPC thing, it shifted things. So we thought it shifted, but that shit just isn't as good as we thought, I guess. This map is too long range. So again, I understand that, but our meta read during the week was we can use it on this map, even in the entirety of the map. Like Ant, in the last 2 days of scrims, was using it perma on every map, and we thought it was fine. It was working well when other teams running the NPC, but I guess if other teams aren't, then it doesn't seem as good, especially when they're running multiple ARs. So I don't know. To be fair, it also definitely seemed like FaZe's best map as well, at least when we scrimmed them last week. So yeah, that's also just unlucky by us too, because obviously it's a good map for us. So we haven't scrimmed them since before the break. So there's no way for us to even know. At what point does the team make the call to adjust the game plan? It's hard to adjust it like midway through the game. Like obviously right after the map ended, we were talking about how we just got completely fucked like AR wise with them holding. Like we legit couldn't break anything. And even here, dude, Brandon dies here. I think he got Abuza so weak. He thought he got joked here, but him dying on the top plane is annoying here too. And then they kill Kyler mid cut before they can even overextend. So our hold wasn't even good too. Surprised you didn't pick exposure hardpoint? Yeah, it was a toss-up choice for us. But again, it was all based off of our information from Scrimwise from that week and what we were doing with NPC. So it sucks, but I mean, you learn from it, and I'm just more pissed that the gun got GA'd. Because if the gun was so OP, like this shit wouldn't be happening. I don't know why it was like I get it's good, but it actually feels like a sub compared to the Dravik. The Dravik is more of like a flex gun. I don't know. The NPC is more of like a SOG from BO4. This was so unlucky too. We know we're missing a Booza. He just plays super cred over here, waits for someone to make a play. We're like looking for him in the back, and we just don't know where he is. You see number 1, 4, 3. Everyone's turning, looking for him in the back. He ends up killing Mason. Ant gets a kill towards mid cut, but again, he's just being really annoying over here, and he wallbangs Ant. Are you gonna try the new SMG? Which one, the Razor or the other one? Or you mean the DLC shit? Because I know some people have been using the... What's the one with the really bad iron sights? But is apparently ripping. The ride-in? I've seen some people pull out the ride-in. But what was it? BZ wasn't using that, right? What was he using in the map one? He was using the Razor, right? I get those two confused so much because the names are similar. I've heard the ride-in's fucking insane too. So I don't know. Maybe we'll see that shit. I have no idea. What am I gonna say? It's very dependent, but it honestly made Blackheart and Colossus very boring / frustrating to play with how quick the average kill times were for the majority of the fights. I agree, but I also think that's a fucking map problem. That's why I don't think we should be playing Blackheart and Colossus, but I don't know what else we could do. I think the map problem is the fucking issue. I mean, yeah, it makes it really annoying because it's super close quarters and NPC just is godlike, but I think those maps are just too small for us to be playing in general. Sorry, bro, this 4AR shit is corny to watch. Everyone just cutting. I mean, it's just the map. Like, again, it's like sub base. It's like Invasion when we played it for Hardpoint. Remember how many ARs we would use? It's just a different set. Like, a Blackheart and Colossus, you're going to be running them 3 subs. This map, you'll be running 3 ARs. Again, I think the AR is pretty, like, kind of do it all. I'm not going to lie, but when has it not been, you know? So I'd say that second P1 to P2 row and also the first P1 to P2 row, them getting and soaking that P2 is so much free time for them. And then going to the P3 to P4, that getting broken on the P3 like that and then not being able to trade it with the P4. Definitely the weak points there. With like a nice map pool refresh after Major 1, Fringe, Meltdown should both be viable. I agree. I think Meltdown should 100% be a search map. I think Fringe can definitely work for probably all modes. But I haven't even seen it. It depends on like spawn wise. I assume it'll be fine though. So that's the map 1. I don't want to talk too much about S&D Colossus, but this was our first rep in a match on it. We did want to get a rep with it, but I thought we played some rounds well, but it doesn't, to me, it doesn't allow for playmaking. This is more of a just like team bang out map. So like, Ant obviously is going for things here and people are gonna be like, oh, he's scamming, he's getting first blooded. Yeah, I mean, that's just us realizing like you can't have like a playmaking, you can't have a playmaker in this map and expect to play it the same way. To me, this is just like get info, make a team play. If they're just playing scared, camping, then you take advantage of it. It's like Rio. I agree. It's similar to Rio in my opinion. No creativity at all. I agree. It's more so of like, okay, do they have trophies? Do they not have trophies? Get info on what how they're playing it, what their spread's like. and just make a play as a team. Like a lot of teams are just camping on defense. But you kind of need to play it in a match to realize how it does play in a match, because obviously you scrim it, you know, but you play in a match and you're like, okay, I still can't even play. Like, cause sometimes you can play make in the scrim if people are doing some different shit, but in a match people are just fucking camping, man. Like it's very hard to make a play on this map. Did Brandon snipe this map? Yeah, he did. Ryan said S&D has the most maps that are being cut out the pool right now. Colossus, Scar, and Raid all pretty meh and one-dimensional for the most part. I agree with Scar and Colossus. Raid I somewhat agree with, but I would say, yeah, definitely Colossus and Scar first to go, and then probably Raid. Again, Colossus is very one-dimensional. Scar is only one-dimensional because the other side of the what was it? What's it, the B side? The plane side is just completely unusable, so it's just so one-dimensional that way. And I think Den is good. I think Exposure is good. I think, oh yeah, so I guess it's just Raid, Scar, Colossus. Raid I think is man, then Scar and Colossus I think are just bad, personally. Because I originally thought that Scar would be a good map, but again, that B search site is just so bad. If that B search site was somehow moved up or more viable, I think it actually could be a really good search map. But at the current state, it's just bad. You thought the same? Yeah. I was like, originally, I was like, okay, I feel like this could be a really, really good search map. And then it was just like, okay, everyone's just going A. Well, fuck that. Do you think Meltdown will go in the rotation? I hope so. I think Meltdown's a top 5 search map of all time. So I think search, so I should say, I want to see how it plays out with the wall jumping on the, what is it? The inside site? Is that A? I don't remember. But the inside site, can you like wall jump on the pillars and like see over while the offense is coming in? Because that I feel like could be really broken. But I haven't played it yet. I don't know how that works. That was the only issue that I was thinking of when I was thinking about wall jump stuff. Like if somebody could just spam wall jumps and keep wall jumping while they're inside the site. You literally can just peek bomb from everywhere. You can see bomb from mids. Oh, you can like jump up and see it. Oh yeah, that is annoying. I don't know. I do like the layout of it, so I think it'd be worth testing at least. But yeah, maybe that's not great. Honest question, have pros tested every single map in this game for comp? Like, how do they establish a map pool? Great question. I don't think everything has been tested, but... Wait, how does that even work? So how did it work at the original, like, S&D tournaments right at this kickoff? Who decides that? Is it just the tourney makers? Or, like, how does that... You guys know? Does anyone know? Because I know that it's just automatically a map pool, but do people have, like, early information, or they're just the tourney sites just dictating it? It's just the tourney sites. It's interesting because I feel like it kind of just stems from that, and like I don't think anyone tests anything else other than what those tourney sites suggest, right? I might be completely fake, but I'm pretty sure like that's how it literally just starts, and I don't think there's any more experimentation after that. Don't pros playtest the game early and give feedback on maps? Not every time. And not every map. I would imagine they ask certain pros. I don't think they do. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think they do. I swear they just pick maps and we all just agree with it and don't blink an eye. I kind of agree. I actually want to know how that whole situation and decision making process goes. Doesn't take them long to say, yeah, this map is dog shit and they exit, right? Yeah, but you would think that with Colossus, use the Colossus search. I don't know. I think this map is horrible. Have you guys ever played like a 4v4 elite for S&D? I think Brandon brought that up the other day. He was like, yo, Loki, could we just like play like on an off day or one day? Could we just like play a 4v4 elite? And I was thinking to myself, like, I feel like that would not be bad practice. Just like getting reps on just straight S&D in a tournament. I'll bring him up with them. I mean, it was the pros that wanted Blackheart, isn't it? Or wasn't it? I don't know. We were never in that boat, but apparently other teams said it was good. How would you fix the GA drama? I think there's got to be some type of committee enforcing things. I think we bring back ban and protect for the weapons. Fuck it. Make everything viable. How do we get that done? Great question. $1 million question right there. Ban and protect was goated, just needs to be a quicker process. Yeah. I mean, I thought it was cool. The only things obviously is the bullshit stuff of like banning perks and banning weird shit. I think if you limit it to like weapons only or weapons and something else and have it actually be a draft rather than a race, I think it could improve diversity. I've always thought that. Yeah, what's good, Yixi? Merc after the overload. I think people were just gassing it, bro. Like Mason said that, but you know, we talked to the team. We are all like pretty upset with it, but I don't know. The way Brandon said it was like he was like super fucking checked and mad at the team. Dude, Brandon gassed the fuck out of it. I'm not gonna lie. Or like maybe it's not Brandon that gassed it. Everyone gassed the way that it was taken. So no DLC weapons are tried. I mean, the DLC weapons aren't tried because we can't even use them with the... I'm pretty sure we can't use them with the patch, right? Or maybe not. Usually that shit gets G8 anyways. I don't know. I don't know how the fuck that shit works. That's a rep player chat. That's a... Whoever's in the rep chat, ask them in the chat because I have zero clue how that discussion goes down. I just know some people after a match say, we should get this gun gone, and then it just gets voted, and then it's out. That's all I think. Do you think it's possible to get pros on the same page and test all the maps for comp? No. It sounds weird, but no one's gonna spend extra time on maps that they node might not even be in. I like that. It sounds dumb, but it's just the reality of the situation. Maybe we have the conversation of stop laning pros aside. See, at the end of the day, I understand what you're saying, but how do you enforce that with the GA system? Because the league can't be like, you're banned if you use this weapon, or you're banned if you don't use this weapon. You know what I mean? There's just a agreement because of this, how scrims work, because you play scrims. It's not like a regular sport because you scrim other teams, so there's an incentive for you to not do it because you just won't get good practice, you know? Like, ask Vancouver or Falcons if they thought that shit was worth. Bro, they were tweaking because they couldn't play for a week. I would be tweaking too. They played each other for like 7 days straight. But how do you avoid that? You know what I mean? That's why I think there needs to be something within the game, like a ban and protect, where it creates the diversity of the weapons. Again, not banning the bullshit. I know we've been down this road. I also think there should be like a limit on the gunsmith. We've talked about this in the past. Like, I know Looney has been in my chat before and we've talked about it before, but like making a pick 10 system based off of the gunsmith too. Again, also hard to enforce because you can't see what people are running most of the time. Why did Search get no week of scrims? Because of the snaking thing. Both teams got no week, or 1 full week of no scrims because of the snake stuff. So they basically just played each other in amateur teams. Loki, the best way to test maps might be to put them in rank play and just get feedback. I agree. I 100% agree. Also, the problem is there's such a long delay for when we could put a map in. Like, we were told that we couldn't add any of the new maps in until after Major 1. And I didn't understand that because last year, Hasi came in right after the break, before Major 1. So I was like, I don't know why that isn't consistent here. So I'm not sure. With the gunsmith thing, I know you can't have someone enforce it online just being honorable about it, but on LAN, can't they have someone check loadouts right before the game starts to see if they're following ban/rules? If not, that they can get a fine or something else? Well, you can change your class mid-game, so I can have the regular class and then change it midway through, no? Or right after you check? Do they not have an API that can monitor / negate this type of stuff? No, they do not. Not a public one, or even a private one for CDL at least. They used to. But not anymore. Bit of a touchy subject in this chat, but... Actually, I shouldn't say that. They have one, but they don't care enough about esports in that way to make it so that it can be usable. Because the game has an API. Every game has an API. What are refs for? Refs are for situations where the player and the game are on like different pages, whether it's like things like outside the game, like controller issues, tech issues, whatever, that they need to pause the game, or a disconnect issue, or things that the game can't handle. And that's with every esport. They're more like admins than referees. I wouldn't really call them referees, because the game is the referee. The game controls everything. This overload wasn't great. It did feel like they were hard playing for Ant, because I felt like Ant was taking a lot of routes and they were just always picking up on it. But in general, I didn't like our overload this weekend, and we all kind of talked about it yesterday after the Surge one. Address the player count? I don't fucking know the player count. I don't give a shit about pubs or whatever. It's not my job. Has this team switching first round S&D bugs been fixed? Yeah, both of those have been fixed on CDL. I don't know about regular accounts, but CDL accounts, they fixed it. Like here, I don't think we should let the ball reset here. I think ball control is so important. Letting it reset when we don't have any map control anywhere other than Dojo and like our base doesn't feel right. I think, dude, in general, I want to say it was more for the Seattle one, or sorry, Vancouver. But we're not playing around the ball as much as we should, I feel. And that's something we talked about, but it's a hard concept, but also a somewhat, simple concept, because there's a lot of things that you can do on the map. But sometimes it felt like we were trying to do shit as like step 2 when it should have been step 1 rather than step 2. And like playing around the ball was step 1. Where is 2 going? He's trying to be lead blocker, get a timing, get into... I mean, look at the spawn. Look at the spawn. He's thinking they're spawning A. Why is he spawning in gens like that? Is that not insane? I was thinking because 1's pushed up, but 1's already dead by the time that shit happens. Bro, if 8 spawns deep here, this is a cap because he gets into gens and then could play his short. Like, I don't know. I don't understand that shit, personally. Like, bro, everyone on their team spawned P2. Squad spawn on 5. Why the fuck is this guy spawning B? And it's like, okay, this guy spawned up, number 8, Abuzo. He's spawning back A, right? Like normal? The fuck? Is that not insane, chat? Someone said, where's 2 going? But like, bro, he thinks he's spawning him right. Like, why is this guy spawning here? Because Bruce grabbed the EMP on that half? Maybe. But I feel like I've seen that scenario like a bunch. I don't know. It's very hard to read, especially when the other 3 other players spawn like in P2. Oh, that's a big one by Abuza. Here we just lose the gunfight, so they already have control of B. Like, you can say anti-wrap back, but also like we lost the gunfights on ball too. This is just, we have to bully our way through small. They just chain it. That's just what happens when they score, they still have base control, and number 7 spawns P2. So now they're naturally pinched from both sides. 1 and 4, if they die, we're just fucked. There's nothing you can do about it. I think it's more so the A cap that goes through. That should have been prevented. This is just a result of what happened after the A cap. Your boy Yandel, appreciate the sub. 9 months. Thank you, man. Always stoked to see a VOD sesh. Hope you have a good day, dude. Do you think we'll see any new maps test out after Major 1? I would hope so. I hope Fringe gets tested. I hope Meltdown gets tested. At least those 2, guaranteed. Some people are saying like Utopian shit. I think Fringe and Meltdown are much more guaranteed. But yeah, we'll see. This is difficult with the streak in the air. You know, maybe we forced it, but also you kind of need to force it, or else the streak is fucking you anyways. You hear Skyline's coming back? I mean, I'd rather a different remaster than Skyline. I mean, we just played Skyline last year. So, I don't know. It'd be cool, but I'd rather Fringe Meltdown, those type of remasters before you bring back Skyline again. We literally just played it last year. But if it means Colossus or Blackheart's out, then fuck it. It was, oh, that's unlucky. It was a good first cap. They see the opening through mid. When one gunfight through small, cat B. You set it for the rooftop. Brandon's already pushed up here. He gets one. Unfortunately, he gets stunned here. That's a big fucking stun by Brandon or by Draza, because he wants to change his positioning. Gets stunned there. Mace has a 1v1. Yeah, hey, if Brandon wins that one on Draza, then Mace has a free route to B. That would have been such a big cap. The server's okay during the match? From my knowledge, yeah. I mean, we're just playing on Dallas. See, this feels weird, where ball's middle, we're fighting for middle control after we spawn up. I feel like we should be quicker to bang these two out with these guys weak. And then we have Ant and Kyler both going on routes on opposite side of the map. And if we just lose the fights here middle, we have no tempo middle. They are able to like basically reinforce middle with their spawns. And then we also both lose the two 1v1s because they're both picking up the routes. I don't think Kyler and Ant both could be taking the route here too. Like, I understand we're spreading the map, but when the ball is middle and we have some type of tempo middle here, like especially with that kill, I mean, I guess it gets traded out right away, but like with us getting that kill and knowing that there's also like, or us getting these two kills, Draza and Abuza, we know last guy's middle. I feel like off these spawns, we should be like one person could take a route and then the other person needs to be tempoing middle, so that trades like this don't happen and we don't end up having any type of middle control anyways. And then we're relying on the two guys off of their routes to win ones. Because these guys are picking everything up. I'll be honest, like these guys were really good at that. They were picking up every single pinch play. So I feel like if we just play through the ball, play like ball first, and then take the step two, then I think, I don't know, it feels like it would be much better. But what was the reasoning on Sachi using the NPC so much? Was there a reason, or did he just want to? Was it for a reason, or did he just want to? So I talked about this in the first map, but again, this was all I do believe we somewhat got meta fucked because of the NPC shit. Throughout the entirety of the week, we were basically only using the NPC over the Drav, especially Ant. Kyler was using the NPC a little bit later, but he still would use it throughout the entirety of maps. So he was just comfortable on it. Like, dude, he hadn't touched the Dravic for 4 straight days. So we knew going into these matches that we were going to use it regardless. Like, it was, you don't scrim a whole fucking week and then play on a different patch than the weekend of the matches. So we were so used to this. And again, I talked about it in the map 1, but we had never gone with that NPC meta. We'd never gone up against 3 or 4 ARs, even though that was meta, you know, a month ago. And I think we did that in matches. At least we would scrim against it. Like Toronto would always use 4 ARs on that map Scar. But we were never in a position where we were facing that. And I was wondering, I was like, if this NPC shit didn't happen, would FaZe have still used the 4 ARs? And that was going through my head, but it doesn't matter. I mean, they played it well. They abused the fact that we were using the NPC. And that's why I don't think that should get G8, because it's like a true sub. You know, on a map like Scar, if the other team's just running 3 or 4 yards, you just get completely countered if you're holding a hill, personally. The problem was other teams were using the NPC. He was using the NPC even on full maps like Scar and Exposure, and it was still working fine for us. But we never got into that situation, so it was just I guess a better read. But yeah, he had not touched the Dravic for 4 straight days, so I even understood. I was like, you should use the NPC. Like we should tell him, or I think he was the one who was originally going to be like, okay, I'm just going to tell him we're using the NPC. Like the biggest thing for me was like, okay, if you're going to GA it after this weekend. You never play a different patch within a weekend. Imagine if, you know, during Vanguard, what was it, the Minnesota event, if the Volk got GA'd mid-event. That shit didn't happen. The Rampart, that shit didn't happen in BO4. You know, we should still be able to play our matches with the NPC. It should not get GA'd mid-fucking weekend. You don't even play a different patch if it comes out on Friday, on Saturday and Sunday. So why would you play a completely different game with the GA? That's what I never understood. So I was like, okay, first off, we got teams who were in the match when it was not GA'd, not even using it and voting for it to be out. And then second off, we're GAing it in the middle of the weekend. Like, I understand if we wanted to get rid of it afters, and that's fine. If you guys think it's too good. But mid-weekend is fucking insane. Like, we haven't even played our matches yet, and we've been practicing it all week with it. And I don't think our decision making was bad. Like, that's just based off of the scrims and the data that we were having. Like, the NPC was working fine. Like, we were doing well with it. So the decision was there. He was going to use it. Unfortunately, we got fucking railed with it. But yeah, that's how things go. Seems that other teams play slow against OpTic in actual matches and always catch Hook and Shotzi off guard. I mean, sometimes, but I think specifically this map, they actually were playing for like every single pinch. Like, if they didn't see Ant, they were looking behind them. Dude, how does he lose this with an NPC, by the way? 11 HP. I think this was troll as fuck too. I mean, obviously we get naded or whatever, but we should not have every single person be going short here. One person needs to be going gens to clear this out. As even if Draza isn't here, you're guaranteed having the crossfire with the person gens. So not only are you not clearing Draza, you're just shortcutting through short, and you get fucking naded for it. The problem was we had a trophy there. Brandon threw a trophy, and wait, was that on screen? Bro, I was so mad because I watched this shit happen in real time. Was it here, chat? No, he threw the trophy already. Here, he throws the trophy, bro. It blooms and it still gets exploded. Is that not crazy? What? I guess it didn't fully bloom. Bro, he lands on the ground and then it gets like, come the fuck on, dude. If that trophy's still there, we don't get triple naded. But I do agree. I do say that we shouldn't have tripled it anyway. That doesn't make any sense. You should at least guarantee the gens through that route. But that trophy is crazy. I would be so pissed if that was my trophy. That was a good counter here. So obviously they take the ball. They're going to try and wrap it. Really good play by Ant. Stopping this initial push by cutting off what we call bottom red here. Or just red. We win gunfights towards roof. He cuts them off. 1v1. He actually gets 2 of them. It would have been traded out by whoever's behind him anyways. By Mason. But we cap off of it. Really good like stoppage. Low-key, the problem is, though, we're all here, we cap it, and the ball spawns here, and no one died for us, so no one spawns behind us, so we have to fucking literally run backwards. That's how much that, you know, the side of where you cap the point, or sorry, of where the point spawns, matters so much. Because if it spawns roof, bro, if it spawns roof, we legit can tie the game. But since it spawns on the other side, we're completely fucked. Especially because no one died. Because no one dies, no one spawns up. Everyone has to run back. That's why you should delay capping. Yeah, I agree. It's hard in the moment. I think they could have. I guess it's, you know, it's hard because you still have to judge it based on your score. You're down 2-4, and it's only 116. But I agree. I think you actually could make an argument that like you should delay cap it, maybe get a kill or two, wrap back, and try and, yeah. Don't get me wrong. We've talked about that for sure. You see a lot more delay capping. You don't see it as often, but it does happen eventually. Like in scrims, it happens of delay capping. Going through P2 seems trolly. It takes way too long. I understand, but also, so what are you just gonna, everyone's gonna flood through middle and then you already have a guy pushed up short? And now you're just waiting for someone to die so they can spawn back up and kill that guy? Or like, how do you kill the guy short? You know what I mean? That's why I think the delay cap actually is probably the best thing we could have done, or, you know, intentionally chow them and maybe die and spawn back up. But I'm trying to, I don't even know what you could do, because you can't just flood through middle, because either they already have positioning there because you know they're spawning dojo. So what, you flood through middle and they already have lead blockers pushed up on the side. All they have to do is, you know, I guess you just play for the ball. I don't know. I'm trying to think of what you can do. Maybe you just play through mid and play around the ball. Try and stop them from progressing it. Problem is they have like all their other 3 people there. So yeah, at that point it's basically chalked. Like, was there another scenario we could have? Yeah, it's trying to pinch again. They were playing the fuck out of it well. They were reading every pinch that we had in killing Ant or killing Kyler. But we learned from it. We learned from this overload. We learned from the other overload. I think we were really good at overload at the start. I think teams have begun to play scenarios a lot better, and we have to progress around that. Let me go to the search one. All right, exposure hard point. Okay, first off, the breakoff's really weird. I'm pretty sure they start us on the wrong side. So we didn't have side pick, and I'm pretty sure Vancouver selected ringside. So I don't know what the fuck was going on in terms of the admin shit, but I think that's why T just laid off spawn. Because they're probably screaming like, you know, we're supposed to be ringside, we're supposed to be ringside. This happened to us in a LAN once at Madrid. We were playing Skylon versus LAG, and they started us on the wrong side, and I told them like 10, 15 seconds in, and they didn't do anything about it. So the precedence is already there. I don't know what the fuck you do, because I think they're calling it out here, and that's why Tej is late. But I don't know what the fuck you do, because they start us on the wrong side. So I don't know. So we win the break off, and Tej is late. So that was like an easy breakout for us, but also I felt bad because it was like, I'm pretty sure we're not even on this side. And then I went back and I was like, oh shit, we were on the wrong side. Like, that was their side pick. Mace was fucking tucking this map, by the way. I thought we played this map pretty well. I'm trying to think of one. Okay, there was like a couple scenarios that are off the top of my head. Can you just stop playing and have the refs end it? But what if they don't end it? And then you're fucked. You know what I mean? So it's a very hard situation. You don't know what the fuck to do. All you can do is tell them. And I assumed, so if there's a question mark on what the fuck is the sides, I think you just end the game, bro. Nothing happens. No one's even past server yet by the time they realize. Like, it's just end the game, restart it, make everyone's 100% sure that they picked that side or whatever. That's 100% what it should be. Like, I wouldn't mind it, bro. If they thought they had the wrong side and we didn't even get past the fucking ring yet, I would be okay, fine. But it's like, what do you do if you're already past like P1? Like, do you end it or what? Like, I don't know what the ruling is based on that. That's why you try and get it out early, and I'm pretty sure they did. That's the problem there. Is like, it should have, I feel like it should have been ended. But whatever, it continued out. The precedence was set back in last year when it happened to us in the Skyline, so I don't know. This P2 was good. Everything's fine here. Tempo plays, pushing out. Mace is one of the best tank players in the league, I swear to God. This dude, hot spot on the tank. Everything's chilling. Fortunately, die going into P3. Let's see this. It's a good job by Abe. We just all die. Mace has to stay alive. He goes low server. I fuck with this play. Just try and stay alive. Everyone's going to be spawning back out. He needs to stay alive for our spawners coming up. 4 looks for someone off hold. They're not pushing yet. Mace gets a kill on one guy server. We're now helping him out. Kyler picks up the guy off hold. Perfect play. We break the hill. Really good job. So Mace gets naded. I don't mind the play because if he can get up over to the left here. The problem is, like, I think he should stay on time because we already have Ant going to the left. Yeah, that kind of fucks things over because Kyler goes into the hill. Mace can pick up this P5 pinch or front pinch. Like, if he went Zig as well. We pick it up though. So it's not that bad. We still play off of it. We split them out. We play it well though. It's fine. I don't mind it. Is the pinch from P5 a good play? I think so. Are you talking about Abe here? I think if it's your first spawn up this time, I actually fuck with it. I think you take the long route trying to open things up for your team while everyone else tries to hit this back door. I actually don't mind the play. I think later on in the hill, it's kind of troll. Like, obviously when you're trying to rotate towards, was it P4? Because most of the time that shit gets picked up. But I don't mind the play. Even looks for the first guy holding the pinch, but 2 of our guys actually look for it. I like how we play it. We play the front kills. They spawn the back again. The comms are good. We should pick up right. Brandon's there to pick it up. He absolutely rips TJ here, by the way. Kyler picks up the left, too. We get nothing left. There's 3 guys banging old. I think Kyler's got to be careful there. He wins the gunfight, but we have to be careful there. If he dies to that and he spawns out old, we're really fucked here. This is a good read by Ant. With this guy spawning over here. The problem is, because where Ant is and because where Kyler is, we're technically blocking like the deep spawns here, and no one's really blocking this back left one. So it spawns them closer. We even talk about it. I think Brandon says this guy might spawn in the back. Mason said he's blocking, but with our positioning out of here, this guy's gonna spawn in the back. It was just because how Ant had spawned deep, and he was basically blocking middle, and then we also had Kyler that was left. Pretty sure we re-break pretty well here, though. Maybe not. I thought we did. Hey, Grand Sentinel, appreciate the 27 months. Holy shit. You might be the longest standing subscriber. That's insane. Thank you, man. So if Hook played deeper, it would have blocked the back left, so Hook should have played back, or is it just an easy read? I think it's just an unfortunate situation because I think he's fine playing the left. It's just because of the I mean maybe I just don't like him running backwards. If he gets a timing where Teach just pushes out and kills him for free running backwards, it makes no sense. I wonder if Mason started out like on the semi, maybe it blocks both, but then I think they get one of these spawns here. I think it's just because, you know, Ant spawns out, it's an unfortunate situation where they're just gonna spawn in the back. Yeah, I think Ant's just too out of the play because of how he spawned. I don't think there's any way to avoid it. What happened versus FaZe? Go check the VOD. We just talked about it. Actually, the VOD might not be up. I lied. But after the stream, I'll publish it. Well, would have been fated for Ant to intentionally lose a gunfight or die? Low key, if he loses this gunfight here, I think it's actually better. Yeah, I mean it's hard in the moment though. With like, he's on the other side of the map. I assume he thinks we're blocking. Like it's a hard read when you're so far out of the play like that. But I actually low key, like, hindsight, if he loses the gunfight, it's probably better for us. So yeah, but that kind of sucks to think about. Probably answered this before, but how did you get into the analysis side of COD? I was always doing like stats-based analysis stuff since stats were basically being tracked in COD at the beginning of Ghosts. So was helping out a team called COD Stats. We were basically tracking everything from Ghost onwards until like BO4. And then I was working with MLG because I was basically a train ride into the city and then a 10-minute walk away from the headquarters. So I was like interning there during college. Just networked, met people, ended up basically getting a side gig during college to work at the events, stats wise, like doing stat stuff for the production. And then eventually I just got my name out there in the scene and started working for a team once CDL started. They're doubled up in the crate. That's so annoying. Dude, the crate shit is so annoying. They held P5s pretty well in this map, I will say. They were playing the line through the hill. And like this one gets broken, but the second one they play is actually really annoying because we didn't win the gunfight on the guy pushed out dirt. It's like this was a lot more mixy. We were able to make it mixy, which wasn't bad. But the second one, they actually hold pretty well because we don't win a gunfight front. And then they just play on time and basically finesse the pole. That was a long ass listen. Now I think about it. Didn't it start during the P3? Thought we played the P1s pretty well. Like, you know, they're not soaking time. We're soaking some time. But our game plan was fine for it, I thought. Early road to P2. Bro, there's an insane spawn here on this P2, though. I will say. So we get over to new. We spawn here. 2 knows to watch for the deep pinch in case someone plays off old or takes this route. Abe is playing that old and kills him. Great job. Now you look forward. Get these kills. Boom, boom, boom. Trade out. And then look at 8 spawn, man. Like, we're not even pushed up. Like, we have one guy pushed up, but this guy, I feel it should not. Like, we have 2 people on our side time, and does one spawn afterwards? No, 8 spawns first. So I guess Ant needs to be around solar before that. Like, that's so difficult. Because he's still on our side time, but I guess him not being solar fucks it over. But again, Mace, I told you already, he's an absolute tank main. This guy does not die on the tank, or it's a really, really hard kill. Love the play by Kyler. Head out the low server, start watching for any deep routes here, because, I mean, look at the score, 170-81. They need to basically get out of this trap. Fights this guy P1, sees him. Really good job. And from here, he's just maintaining middle control. This is perfect from Kyler. He gets another one too. Gets information on this guy long. That's a good death. That's a great death. You get information on the first 2 guys. Mace can pick it up. We know one guy's still out. Sees 2 guys con, 3 guys con. Gets the first kill. I think Kyler played that fucking perfect. He delays spawners going through mid as well. Unfortunately, don't win the gunfights old, but... Or, sorry, at new. I think Kyler did everything right here. Fortunately, Brandon can't get the trade on either of them. He can't get the trade when he was top window or on this guy. It's like a little sub dip, I guess. Where the fuck did Mason spawn? Yo, Mason spawned in Narnia. Holy shit, that's a deep ass spawn. Same with 6. Oh, that's insane. Good job by Ant. First one to take the route towards new. Kills the guy who's picking up left from left on con. He's going to try and stay alive new, but I think he gets picked up here, right? Someone sees him. He kills Abe. But they had another one right back. So good play by Abe. Or sorry, good play by TJ. Monday, appreciate the sub with Prime. Thank you. We just were never able to break this from the back door. Even with 2 guys not watching it, they played this well, just stopping us from the back door. Ants play is great if we kill people old. Unfortunately, we don't. I think the streak is great here. I think I think a lot of these, I mean, obviously all these hills are great to streak on, but specifically this hill because you know one guy is going to be somewhere in the back blocking. But I think P5 is probably the best hill to streak on, like you did in the previous rotation. But this is a great hill to streak on. We need to break this to like really solidify this game and not let them come back. Yeah, the timing's great. And then look how fucking deep he spawns them. He's thinking that they're spawning solar here, but I guess he just crossed the line for him to actually be blocking solar. So he blocks that and spawns them out here. So he's looking at this cross. Obviously you can see the cross for them coming through the tank side. And he's like, no one's crossed yet. No one's crossed yet. And it's because all of them spawn fucking deep. Hey, Lumac, appreciate the sub with Prime. Thank you. So he's like, where are they? So he goes to repinch this. They're like, where's the guy middle? Because like, because they were like, okay, we spawned super deep. There has to be someone here. Look at their arrows. They're like, where the fuck is this guy? He absolutely shits on them. So this is the P5 I thought they played really well. So it all stems with Ann and Brandon. Both are going to play for this guy dirt side. The problem is they get fucking pieced up. So since they get pieced up, other guy, Kyler here, is pinching off of old. They read him as well, and they're just playing a line through this. No middle control or anything. And Mason can't find a kill because they have one guy push out their side dirt, another guy on the other side dirt, and this guy's just working the pole. So they're giving no free kills on this. It's such an awkward scenario for Mason. So he just jumps, tries to find something on time. They kill him. That needs to be traded here, or I think they just double wall run maybe and break from middle if you don't want to wrap through this. Yo, what's good, Miles? I love hearing your voice. It's just Mason. What are fundamentals at hardpoint that people overlook? I think people are okay. These are 2 big things that people overlook because they just look at kills and deaths. The first thing is dying is not always bad. You should not be afraid to die. And not every death is created equal in that same sense. And you want to be, I don't want to say you just want to be taking risk all the time, but you want to be positioning yourself so that your team can take risks and minimizing the situations where those risks go bad by being, near them or helping them out. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people rag on people like, oh, he just fucking took the route there and died or some shit like that. Or like, oh, he chowed that. Why did he chow that? Like, he could have just sit in the corner. There are some info plays, risk plays that are so much worth tempo wise for your team that people don't realize that because they're just like, oh, he fucking died there. Or, oh, he chowed that. He could have just been playing tight with his team. When they don't realize like what he's actually, or what the person's actually trying to do. Not every death is created equal, chat. That is one thing you should always take into account. There are some really, really bad deaths. There are some good deaths. Obviously, you want to stay alive as much as possible. Don't get me wrong. But a death is not the same as, or is not the same every time. You can upload the FaZe breakdown to YouTube. Maybe. I mean, this whole VOD will be up on Twitch if I don't upload this stuff to YouTube. If anything, I'll upload this entire stream to YouTube probably. I might do that. Why not? Pretty good map. Obviously, you know, some things didn't go the way we wanted to, but I thought it was solid. Search was really fucking clean. I'm not gonna talk too much. I'll just play it in the background here, but we played this really, really well. Do you think FaZe looked good or we looked bad or both? I kind of talked about it, but a little bit of both. I don't take anything away from them, but I didn't think we played particularly well at all. But I think they played pretty decently for sure. I think they played the overload much better than us too. And I think again, I keep saying this, but I think we got meta fucked on the hard point with the NPC. But again, we never played against 3 or 4 yards, and that I think legit shut us down. Shut Ant down mostly. What are your thoughts on the NPC GA? I talked about it already. I don't think the gun should get GA'd, especially with what you're seeing on like Scar exposure. You're only really seeing it on Blackheart Colossus. And I think that's more of a telling of how the map is rather than the gun. I think it actually plays like a true sub compared to the Dravik. And I think it was really dumb that it got GA'd mid-weekend. I could see if, you know, teams don't want it in to get it out after the weekend. I think us having to make the choice of being like, okay, we're going to keep playing with it though, because we've been playing all week with it. You never play a different patch mid-weekend. You know, a gun doesn't get GA'd mid-weekend ever. I don't think it's ever been GA'd mid-weekend. So I don't really understand that. If you're talking about the Volk at LAN, if you're talking about the Rampart also at LAN, so maybe that's a difference maker. I don't get why it would be, because it's kind of the same thing. You don't really practice on the weekend. You're just playing matches. But I think getting GA'd mid-weekend after we've been playing it all week with it is annoying. But yeah, I don't think it should get GA, but to each their own. If people want to GA, it's fine. I just think it should have been after the weekend. This was insane. And getting out here is fucking crazy. I thought there was no chance that he can get out here. Somehow makes it work. And then we know time-wise he has to plant the bomb, and I don't think he doesn't even go for it. How do you do it with the mini-map? I'm just overlaying a new scene in OBS. So I'm basically just enlarging it by overlaying it and zooming in. Is the Mirage GA'd? I have zero clue. I don't think so. I think the NPC is the only sub GA'd, right, chat? Maybe it is. I'm not. Again, that's a rep chat question. I'm not a big proponent on what is GA'd or not. I think NPC is the only one that's GA'd. Oh, the Mirage and AR? Well, that goes to show you how much I fucking know. I mean, the M15 is fucking godlike. I don't know why you would use anything different. What's the difference in roles between ARs and subs? The gun they use. I'm sorry, I had to. At the end of the day, you have to be doing what your job is off spawn. You know, occasionally that differs based on the weapon that you have, but tempo-wise, efficiency-wise, forget the fucking main AR, entry sub, whatever. It's just, you go in first if you go in first, if you have the positioning for it. You know what I mean? I think people are really stuck into this mindset that if I'm a main AR, I have to be holding something over an SMG. It's just not the case anymore. It just fucks up the timings. JP, I've made it to silver top lane. Let's go, dude. Who are you playing? I think you already explained it, but why did we struggle against FaZe? I talked about it in the FaZe VOD. I'll publish this after, but I'll also upload I'll upload this whole stream to YouTube. Why not? I know a lot of people will want to watch it. Again, this S&D is clean. I'm not gonna really break it down. I don't really like breaking down search, especially our search. Other team search I'll break down, but I kind of just chill when the search is going. Malphite is busted, yeah. And I appreciate the sub, sailboats. Sailboats. I was like, what the fuck is your name? But I realized it's just a play on words. The only 3 6-0 maps on the season all came on Den S&D. Interesting. Was this a 6-0 or a 6-1? I thought this was a 6-1, right? Was this a 6-0? I thought it was 6-1. I might be faded. I guess it is a 6-0. Have you said that? Yo, Miles is hilarious, bro. Dude, he's using the censored shit. Okay, Brandon. He absolutely loves that thing, man. He might just be a pistol main. Bro, Mason, I think it was after map 2 or map 3. He goes, yo, JP, real quick, can you do me a favor? I'm like, yeah, what? For sure. He's like, yo, can you grab me a water? I'm like, bro, of course, like, bro, you won us champs. Like, of course I'll grab you a water. Like, what? Dude, the way he said it though was just like, yo, can you do me a favor? Like, please. Like, I'm like, dude, yeah, I will. I'm like, what? Of course I will. The fuck? I thought this was a really good map, especially because I think they won. Oh no, I'm thinking of the map they won. The map I watched, they played Boston the day before and 6-1 them. So us 6-0ing them was a really cool boost because these guys had just played it and were confident on it. This is another map pick as well. It's crazy for Merc to be as humble as he is, even being considered one of the best players in the game. I mean, that's just a personality thing. So, it just comes with his personality. Dude, this is so unfortunate. Kyler slid off the map here and the bomb reset at the start. But Ant's late play through A get to blood, so like A is basically free, and they're just stuck at B here. And they're just trying to wolf pack this shit, but look at Brandon re-wrapping through gens, picks off one. I think he gets a second here, yeah. Last guy there, we just go A, plant the bomb. Ant's gonna watch the entirety of the pinch. Mason watches his front after he plants. And it's just GG's. I think they end up hearing Abe here. I think he like takes out his knife and knifes or some shit. They just hear him. Really clean search though, really clean. Fortunately, we go into this Scar overload and absolutely just don't play this well. What's your best game mode in your opinion? Obviously, it's still early too. I mean, I thought it was overload, but then going into this weekend, or after this weekend, I don't know about that anymore. We have been really good at search, so I would say probably that. I think we still have some stuff to work on at hardpoint, but I think it is still pretty solid, honestly. Scar overload was unacceptable. Yeah, there was a lot of shit we were doing that just it didn't feel anything like a scrim we had played, and I was like, why the fuck would it be different? But it's the way we were playing. It's also the way they were playing, and us trying to like adjust to that mid game. And it just took us all out of our element because we were doing some shit that I've never seen us do before. It didn't feel like we were playing off the ball, like at all. In a lot of situations. Talked about it after though. It's gonna be on YouTube, right? Yeah, I'll upload this entire stream to YouTube. What was your biggest surprise last weekend? Honestly, us getting 3-0'd. It was a good first cap. That was the only thing that, or only part of the map I felt we played well. Dude, they were just constantly in our base. It must have been their game plan to just be like, get to their top blue and no matter the cost. Because it felt like they were always in our top blue here in this first half. Like him, like Abe staying alive here, getting 2 in our base completely fucks things up. And then obviously Brandon can't kill the ball guy. So they just insta counter cap. Like they cap the point. There's still guys here though. So some people are gonna wrap towards new, like off their spawn. We get the plane spawns because of 8's positioning. He's blocking this back spawn here, but 7 is still on the point. So we know he's missing. We just don't know where the fuck he is. And then I think 1 and 2, Kyler and Ant both are playing for the. I feel like we gotta play more towards ball here. Because even still, they're out of it, and Mason and Brandon feel like it looks like they're in hell trying to look for these guys. This just looks so awkward from our perspective. And then like again, Ann and Kyle are still here, but we're like trading spawn killers. Because like Lunars is doing the same shit that these guys are doing over here. So like we never like really stabilize, and it just looks awkward as fuck. With us spawning the plane as well. Lunar's just lived in our base. And Abe is going back up top blue, refilling it. But I see, you see how he even like Miles even says it, 0 possession. Like it felt like we were playing the kills and then the ball first or ball next, but like they were also not playing the ball, and it looked so fucking awkward. Like this may be a turn take because I never really thought about it, but this ball spawn for the green side, or sorry, for the blue side is so fucking awkward compared to the side. Because at least you can pinch through mid cut and take like this route and see anyone crossing over. You can't really do that when you're spawning deep B like this, the default spawn, and it feels so much more difficult. Wait, am I muted, Stevens? Hello? What can you guys not hear? You guys can't hear. Oh, you guys can hear the game sound? Nah, bro, you guys gotta tell me that, dude. I can't tell what the game sound. You guys have my permission to absolutely cook me if you don't hear game sound. I try to make it a little bit louder. Let me know if that's better. Yeah, if you're not bothered, then don't mind it, but it's good to have at least some background noise, you know? This is a good end of the half cap, though, I will say. Like, we played around the ball. But again, it was like we were forced to play around the ball with a reset. So we did. It also helps when you're already pushed out green, so they can't get these closer spawns and go through mid cut and do the same shit. And because they have no progression on the map, we're spawning middle too. You just need progression on the map, really, for them to spawn deep, and then you can have chances on this side when you're on blue side, and the ball spawns P2.
Perfect overtime moments, and that is a 6-3, by the way. Yeah, brutal though, just let that cap go through in the final moments, and that is a 6-3, by the way, for Shotzi. So he might even be getting close to the old Hellstorm, and yeah, he'll be maybe a kill, maybe 2.
It's a good break off.
Maybe the kills aren't getting.
We get Kyler in their top blue. Brandon third in line. He's gonna pick up the ball. We were so close to capping this. Or sorry, so close to him getting through the white wall. If he gets through the white wall, there's a chance he can cap. The problem is there still was a guy top blue. How did it? Oh, Kyler's low here. Is that what it is? I wonder if it's better if he just jumps up top. If he jumps up top, guarantees top window, I think it's guaranteed that we can cap it. Maybe that's the play. Because we were looking back at this, and I was like, maybe we shouldn't have run down the mid. But then I was like, you know, if we run down mid, we just got to get past the white wall and we're good. So maybe it's just, if we can, Kyler gets his kill and jumps up the up to the top blue instead of going low. I think that might be it. Because I think TJ makes a good play jumping up and going top blue in case we want to run the ball, because he has the cross to it. And he could have, like, even if we got to the white wall, there's a chance he can still just look downwards and see it.
Open lane, running it straight down mid with the device. Well, there's the extra kill. Doesn't get the Hellstorm, and his teammates. But
then because we have progression, we're spawning on B cut, but it still looks awkward as fuck because like we're going plain without the ball. So it was like maybe even I think Damon was the one who brought this up. But we spawn middle, like we might as well fight for the ball again and then like wrap it out to left if we're gonna do that. But like we're trying to take these fights left, and we don't have the ball yet. Like we're never playing for the ball. Kind of the same thing as what I was talking about with the I think it was in a den, but it was just we're not playing through the ball or for the ball. And then this looks troll as fuck because they just pick up the ball after getting 2 dead. Brandon for some reason doesn't wrap right. He goes top green and they just cap. I think Brandon needs to this is the thing that Mason was annoyed with, where he was like, this is unacceptable. Like this cap is just straight up unacceptable. Like Brandon should be insta wrapping, throwing his tax, killing the first guy B. He instead goes top green, so the next guy's not gonna have the timing to kill 8, and then we're just fucked. Oh, sorry, 0. That was exactly what I was talking about right there. Because that cap should never happen. Ever, 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 ever. Even here, like, they have top green. Kyler spawns up P2. We already have Mason in their base. And, like, who's going to go for ball here? Like, we're in their shit. Like, what is it? You know, Ant has to kill this guy in the back. Like, who's going for ball? Ant kills the guy, gets the one-on-one gunfight. He can grab ball, but he has no blockers at this point because these guys are all pushed up here. And with Mason challenging this shit, they spawn in front of Ant. So we're just trolling all over the place. We're literally spawning them on the ball when the ball spawns there. And dude, if I'm Ant, I'm like, dude, what the fuck? Like, yeah, don't let him spawn on me.
He's still going. He's still going. Pick up though, and an open goal. Oh, Dashi saves it.
Because, well, I don't want to say Mace. Okay, so Mace's play isn't that faded because he's thinking that they're going to spawn Sat. The problem is, we were spawning P2, and I think Kyler ran forward, and so he's now blocking Sat. So then they just spawn on the boat, and we're just fucked. But even that, I mean, even if Kyler doesn't go for it, like, we're still spawning P2 here. So I don't think in any scenario that we're gonna spawn them Sat because of how 7 was spawning us. So yeah, I don't know. It didn't feel like we were playing around the ball, which is weird because it doesn't seem like that a lot in scrims at least. But that's gonna be a fucking super hard focus for us because we just lost 2 overloads this weekend, and we were, you know, quote unquote, the best overload team before the break. So that was honestly, out of all the things that happened, it was those 2 overloads that, you know, made us the most annoyed and like motivated to be like, we got to step up our shit. Because knowing that you were the best team going into the break and then you lose 2 straight like this, when it doesn't even look like you're playing it the right way, is super frustrating, and you want to fix that shit ASAP.
Now you gotta imagine what we saw in the first half is it took 3 minutes for a score for this device spawn. Now Surge just need to survive.
They're trying to survive it. Whoa, trying to weather this storm, but the weather is awful. Absolutely awful. And the approach now, OpTic once again fighting our way through Motel. So much to contend with there. Unable to get it done alone. Here comes Lunas from the back. Gwyn. Oh, 3 dead right off the rip here. Last man Hook identified. Can they find some presence through the middle of the map as well?
But now Surge are gonna have so much more. Be the spawn trap time. Lunars, as long as he is alive, Surge are gonna have so much more pressure on the map. Eventually he falls, but now you gotta imagine what we saw in the first half is it took 3 minutes for a score for this device spawn.
Okay, Gwyn in our base. This shit where they were constantly in our base and we weren't picking up until late was fucking us up a lot, actually.
Awful. Absolutely awful. And the approach now, OpTic once again fighting our way through Motel. So much to contend with there. Unable to get it done alone. Here comes Lunas from the back. Gwyn. Oh, 3 dead right off the rip here. Last man Hook identified. Can they find some presence through the middle of the map as well?
Yo, what's good, JP? Bro, how was the fucking Bears game? Dude, I turned that shit off midway through, and then I watched the entire 4th quarter, and I was like, these guys are breaking. I was like, these guys are fucking breaking. It's been the whole season for us, dude. I think Ben Johnson is the fucking absolute GOAT. That guy is so good.
Couple nice blowout moments, and now you got players everywhere surrounding the device, and they can just take things slow. Surge are no longer in any sort of hurry.
Yeah, went from surviving to thriving, and big wins up close and personal. Another battle here by the shot. Absolute shenanigans from Shotsy by the haberdashery. That general store got blown wide open. A big multi-kill. Now trying to take control of the map, but lose. Absolute shenanigans.
This is very similar. Remember the den play we were talking about? Where it was like mid control, 2 guys, and then Ant was going off left, Kyler was going off right. I don't know who brought it up, but this feels exactly the same. Where it was like we're trying to make plays on both sides of the map that isn't where the ball is. And if we just lose our gunfights or we don't win a gunfight, it completely fucks us because openings just get completely made for the other team. And we don't have ball. Puka's gonna tear through our secondary. Yeah, their defense is not the greatest, but Rams Bears will actually be a fire game.
The story is you're down by 2. It's gonna take you do not have time to waste. You're gonna have to get these scores.
Ball is in such an awkward position here for us now too. This felt like a force, but also felt like, I guess they wanted to like force it to score because of the time. But I wouldn't mind us playing this a little bit slower once they grab the ball. Maybe it was a little forced. It's hard to tell. It's like I think the other stuff was a lot more annoying. We capped this one, right? It spawns plane. What ended up happening here? I don't remember. I don't think I watched the end of this again. Guess it killed top blue. Oh, it's a god nade, right? Oh yeah, Abe god nades Kyler here. Wow, that's annoying. If he doesn't god nade Kyler, we actually score this shit. Bro, Kyler literally called it too. He's like, dude, I got god naded. Oh, that's annoying. Yeah, that's just GG's. Why do we spawn P2 there? Is it because of where the ball is? Damn, that could have been a cap, yeah. But yeah, again, we didn't really play the overloads well at all this weekend, so that'll be a focus for us this week. 10 was pretty solid. There was one or two scenarios that I remember from this. The last P3 break was pretty bad. But I think we played majority of this map pretty well. Like we were up big, I think. And then that P3 break happened, and it actually got them over 100 points, I think. Already did the FaZe maps? Yeah. Oh, again, I'm gonna upload this full stream to YouTube if you missed it, or you can watch on the Twitch VOD.
Spawning in Narnia, you're getting parallels on the deep side, and then 2 players from Surge actually do spawn in the back. So, I mean, in terms of spawns, the game's trying to help Surge get this break.
We'll see if it helps. They're trying. Winston trying to bide his time here. There's no way he gets 2 out of this in the slow approach. His teammates are getting slammed, and he does nothing, unfortunately, on the attack. Last one down and out, and the spawn
P2.
are going to flip. We are going to see the members of Surge attacking from the outside.
Yeah, we push out the front, they spawn the back, but you can play that shit from the front if you play it well. If you know they're all in the back, anyway.
He was talking about if players start really slow, will that impact their game long term? Well, Gwyn started off 0-5, now 1-6. Abe started off 0-4, now 1-4. We'll see if those 2 players can get the bounce back, or if a slow start like that will permeate their minds.
We'll see if it does. Linger. Great tracking there from Shotzi up close. Not enough to get the kill though. Lunas and Gwyn.
As Gwyn gets out there super early. Yeah, he's out to Dojo like very, very early. So Ant never picks him up, and then I like Mason's play. He wraps for Dojo, but he's not able to kill him in time. Look at the timing. He gets into the corner as soon as Mason's coming up here. So that's fine. We held the full P2. Let's break on here. Let's see how we break. We're gonna go every angle. Off hold, and it's gonna go through gens. Kyler has a streak, so he's gonna streak here. We're gonna push them, or basically force them into dojo, or force them into tin. Abe goes out mid. Does he think he can get into red? I don't know why he. I like the absolute bait play by Antho. After he fucks with this guy towards tin side, or sorry, not tin side, like tile side, gets a kill mid, so he's gonna actually just option to go towards the mid cut. We get the kills tile side now. They spawn behind us. We don't know yet though. Is there any way for us to read that? Very hard to read it. I think they're just assuming because Ant gave this up that they're gonna keep spawning tiles. I guess because we're both past the 50 though, that it's reading that we're in their like zone or whatever, and it's gonna spawn them out here. So that's unlucky. We call it split spawns because of that, because the other two guys spawn here. Yeah, it's pretty difficult to read in the moment because of where Kyler was with the streak shit. So I mean, it could have been cleaner. Yeah, it's hard to know if you don't know the splits at that exact moment.
Vancouver trying to do what they can here in the final moments of scrap time, and nobody really close to the new time. OpTic should have control of that one for now. Luna's, he's got a bit of a battle now taking place in the outskirts, and he loses.
Ace pushes out front. He's gonna keep front. He's gonna let Brandon get time off of this. We have 2 and 1 watching the back in case they were pushing through dojo. One took a window route. Kyler kills him for that. They kill Ant on the opposite side towards dojo, but we can play off of it. That's good information death anyway. Did he spawn on him? Yeah. Wow, he does. So I guess being around the dragon does not block that patio spawn. Since we're pushed out front still, they're not going to spawn front. We spawn front on them. But Kyler does get the 2-piece regardless. This is actually a fucking massive 2-piece.
It'll be extra kills for Hook to get because he's 14 and 3. And if we're looking at the Hixie coefficient, by the way, Abe and Gwen still getting slammed. So yeah, tough to bounce.
AJP, I appreciate the analysis and the insight of what the players do at certain times since we don't know comms at all times. Hey, no problem. That's what I'm here for. I like doing this type of stuff. His 17th of the map. There's one spawn on Expo for P2. I was like, what the fuck is that? It's probably the same one I talked about where I was just like, this is insane. But it was the second P2. I forgot who spawns there, but one of their guys on their team spawns towards like behind us gens when we had like 2 people our side of the hill. I guess no one solar and only one guy on their side of the hill. Yeah, it was that.
That's all right. We'll give ourselves a moment to catch our breath and fill our gills with a quick listen in with Vancouver Surge.
You're gonna go in and listen in with them down 165 to 43? Nah, that's criminal, dude. I mean, I guess it's like, oh, can they come back from this? But damn, that's an annoying listen in if you're a team. See, this is the type of scenario where people might like listen to this and be like, oh, that was a shit listening. But it's like, bro, what do you want them to do? Bro, they're down. Not okay. I'll take the score out of it. Of course they're down 130, but bro, they're in a P1 where it's like fucking break simulator and they gotta gun their way out of it. Like, very hard to do usually. Like, at least do it the listen in when you're like holding the hill. Maybe it's a little bit better.
Okay. I can help you though. I can help you couch. I'm gonna send. Oh, I got needed. I'm needed. I hear you. I send deep left.
Got out on me. One shot. Back up. We cap up.
Back left. And time now. I'm one shot, boys. I'm dead.
They don't know when they're listening, right? Yeah, they don't know.
I'm trying to help you guys out here. Hold on. I can help you. I'm trying to help you.
Huh? Couch, Mason.
Go outer hand. Outer hand. One more. Back in.
Nice one all the way out. I'm going for him.
Brandon's in time.
Outer weak.
I hear you.
Where outer?
Yes, I'm trying to help you guys outer. Hold on. I can help you.
Wherever.
Yeah, I'm trying to help you.
Done?
Every outer.
Couch Mason.
Go outer in. Outer in. One more time. So we time. Go pillar.
Dead. One more. Back.
This is a good route by Gwyn. He just goes up top broken. Mace isn't keen on it.
Every outer.
Couch Mason.
Go outer in. One more time. So we time.
How did they break through the front?
Where outer?
Yes, I'm trying to help you guys outer. Hold on. I can help you.
Wherever.
Yeah, I'm trying to help you.
We're just watching the same thing.
Couch Mason.
Go outer in. One more time. So we. Yeah, I'm trying to help you.
Kyler and Ant are watching the same thing for too long, and
Yes, I'm trying to help you guys outer. Hold on.
Ant doesn't have
I'm trying to help you.
the outer push at that exact moment,
Couch Mason.
Go outer in. One more time.
and they just bully outer.
Dead. One more. Back in the
We can't get the trade in time.
Stop free. Nice. Good job.
Break the trap.
I did.
Oh, I'm behind this guy.
I hear you.
Back
You want couch? I hear you.
Yeah, these last like 2-3 holds weren't great. Everything else was pretty fucking good. It's this hold and then the P3 hold, like this P3 rotation. Do you think the FaZe match was good for the boys to learn after being so ahead? Yeah, I think so. Again, it was like a more of a motivational thing for the boys because they were like, okay, we can't just fucking coast here, you know? We actually, like, people are starting to get better and do things that we were doing to other teams, and we just got done that to us, so we gotta fucking lock in and, you know, step up our shit. Like, we can't just coast being the best team or whatever, or what people thought were the best team.
Okay, I hear you. I'm coming with you. I hear every LT. Hold on. Nice, bro. Go in.
Like, Brandon's looking for this route, but then he doesn't see it. I think Brandon should go and play closer to time, and then like watch the pinch dojo here, but also can help time if they end up going mid cut, and he like options that way. Is there just someone from prod in TS? Yeah, like from production. Yeah, they have a like it's EFG listening is just like a person in, or I guess a bot or person, whatever, listening in on the call, and they just tune into it whenever the listening goes.
Okay, low you. Load up. I hear you. 20 seconds here, boys.
Dojo, someone.
I hear you.
So yeah, the whole map was pretty clean until that last P2, P3 hold. That was not clean.
I'm nading patio. One break cut. We just cut though. Okay, yo, they're owing. He tried to inside back.
What was your feeling as a difference between FaZe and Surge maps? The comms sounded completely different day to day. I don't think it was anything with the comms. I think it was like how we were playing, and I think especially what was the listening in map 1. I think the map 1 was, again, we got meta diffed NPC versus ARs. We had never faced that the entire week while we were doing the NPC shit, or while teams were testing out the NPC. Good on them for adjusting. Again, I wonder if the NPC didn't get GA'd if they would have used it on that map. Because I know some team, like we were using it on that map, and Ant was using it on that map in scrims. I wonder if they were using it on Scar. Because some teams were using it on Scar. So I do wonder. But I mean, we learned from it. It was a bad read on us. Or I don't want to say a bad read because we never had the experience of going up against 3 or 4 ARs. Like if we went on a scrim and someone did that to us while we were using the NPC, I think it would be completely different. But we just never had that experience during that week.
Can you break this one out? OpTic had a great P1 hold from start to finish here on the openings of all of that. And we're finding more kills yet.
Game slows down a little in matches, so NPC probably feels like us. Yeah, maybe. I could see it too, but I agree. It's possible. But shit, we had to try it out in general just to see that. Now, I mean, now we learned from it. Unfortunately, we lost the match learning from it, but again, I wouldn't go back on our decision. We trimmed the entire week with it, and we were doing well with it. So we were gonna play with it regardless. I mean, I told the story before, but Kyler hadn't touched the Dravik in 2 days, and Ann hadn't touched the Dravik in like 4 days. So going into the match, we were like, we kind of like have to use this.
3-1 the final score. Overload
We're not going to go into the match after a full week of practice using one weapon and playing around it, not to play around it. Like, it's so hard to just completely flip a switch like that in the same weekend. That's why I thought it being GA'd mid-weekend was fucking insane. I can see after the weekend, but mid-weekend is crazy to me. You never do that with patches. You never do that with any weapon getting GA'd. So I was kind of annoyed with that, but shit, we learned from it. It was a good Vancouver series, except the Overload. Overload we can learn from on both series, but yeah, that's probably gonna do it for me, chat. I'm gonna go eat lunch. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. Once again, if you guys did not catch all of it, I will be uploading this to YouTube as like a full VOD, and also if you just want to watch on Twitch, it'll be available here too. So I'll get that uploaded basically tonight, probably whenever I can download and upload it, or sometime this afternoon. GG's, chat. I'll see you guys later. Go who's streaming? Is Cap still streaming? I was watching a lot of J-Cap stream this morning. He was watching the LAT stream, or sorry, the LAT match versus Toronto. Is he still streaming? He is. Oh, actually, you know what? Yo, go raid. I'll go raid Neum. He's scrimming with the Huntsman boys right now. Go watch some Huntsman scrims. All right, I'll see you later, chat.